Hey guys, this is your girl Little Pinay Explorer again, and in this video, I will be showing you my 6-day winter travel adventure in the beautiful, sweet country of Switzerland. Solo traveling here could be expensive, so I'm just glad that I didn't have to go solo this time. I traveled with my brother from another planet, RM from the block. Yo, let's give him a round of applause. Anyway, we stayed in Luzern and made it our home base. Then we just traveled every day to different places such as Grindelwald, Mount Rigi, Iseltwald, Zermatt, Mount Titlis, and Bern. Information about the travel pass, accommodation, our budget, some activities to do, and just Switzerland in general will be discussed at the end of this vlog. So don't change your channel, guys, and see you later. For our first day, we had to travel for 2 hours and 40 minutes from Luzern going to Grindelwald. We took a PE train ride, also known as Panoramic Express, from Luzern to Interlaken, then from Interlaken to Grindelwald. It was very panoramic and I enjoyed the view so much. Grindelwald is one of the many popular mountain villages in Switzerland with skiing in winter and hiking in summer. It was predicted to be cloudy on that day, so we didn't plan on anything fancy. We just walked around the area and enjoyed the heavy snow, even though I was already freezing inside. Anyway, my favorite part here was the chocolate fondue experience at Baby's restaurant. The view was super amazing and the chocolate was nice too.
Let me try the Swiss Cola. It tastes like there's no sugar and no calories, which is good for our health. My friend ordered Weiss beer. I'm gonna try it. There's a kick. It's a little bit bitter as what beers are anyway, but it's fruity.
Our second day was predicted to be rainy and cloudy, so we just spontaneously decided to go to Mount Rigi, the queen of the mountains, which is just near Luzern. And unlike other mountain excursions, Mount Rigi is included on the travel pass, so we didn't have to pay additional fee for taking the funicular and cable car. From Luzern, we took a boat going to Witznau. Then from Witznau, we had to ride the funicular going to the top of the mountain, Rigi Kulm. Let it snow, let it snow, can't hold it back anymore. When we reached the top, it was all snow and clouds. There was nothing much to see, but on a good and sunny weather, the view here is very nice. And you can also do winter activities just like this. You just have to buy or rent a sledge from somewhere. Because I wanted to try the cable car, we traveled back using a different route, which includes taking a short funicular ride to the Rigi Kalbad, then cable car to Weggis, then boat ride again going back to Luzern. After Rigi, we traveled to Zurich and visited the Lindt Chocolate Museum. We just didn't go to the actual museum because we arrived late and they were about to close, but we still enjoyed buying chocolates from the Lindt chocolate shop. This is actually dark chocolate with filling inside, pistachio and hazelnut. And I don't know who this is. I think this is Mr. Lindt. This is actually exclusive, only in Lindt, Switzerland, Zurich. It's like French macarons inside. Oh my god. For our third day, we had to travel all the way from Luzern to Zermatt, which takes a total travel time of 3 to 4 hours. Because we wanted to experience waking up in a mountain resort, we just booked an overnight stay in Zermatt and just planned to go back to Luzern the next day. Before arriving in Zermatt, we did a little side trip to Iseltwald, which is just one bus ride away from Interlaken. Iseltwald is a famous tiny little spot for the Korean drama lovers because this is where they filmed one of the scenes in Crash Landing on You. We also met some Filipino reporters who were also in Switzerland at that time for the World Economic Annual Meeting.
Ay, nag-interview sila sa akin. I'm so sikat na. I'm gonna be all over the TV in a few days from now. Sometimes I'm shy, sometimes I'm not. Ta-da-da, ta-da. Opa! Saranghe! Saranghe! Opa! This is it. Oh, come on. Uwi na tayo. They said that the water here is potable, so we'll try it. I'm gonna tell you how it tastes. Tastes like water. I'm waiting for a reaction, like in my body. Let me just feel it. Wait. It's good, it's safe. I don't feel any tingling sensation.
We also tried to visit Harder Kulm, which is just 6 minutes walk from Interlaken train station.
That's actually the funicular going up.
It's so steep. but at that time it was closed. So we just continued our journey going to Zermatt and finally arrived there at 4 p.m. Zermatt is another famous mountain resort featuring the iconic Matterhorn Peak, also known as the Toblerone Mountain. We just walked around town, drank some beer in a pub, and enjoyed the hotel's warm swimming pool. Hi guys, I'm here in the pool already. Look at that. My feet. Look at my feet. We're just finished with the pool and it's now, what's the time now?
Dinner time.
It's dinner time! I actually bought new shoes from Decathlon because my shoes couldn't keep up. This is good for the snow because you see that one? The spiky thingy on. We're so excited to have dinner in McDonald's here because we want to know how much is the price. See you later! Yo! Our day 4 was just spent having breakfast at our hotel, using the swimming pool again, checking out and walking around town and admiring the beautiful Zermatt. It was super cold at -9 degrees that we had to buy some heat packs along the way. Then on our way back to Luzern, we had to change trains in Bern, and since we still had some time, we decided to have a little peek at Switzerland's capital city. Yes, it is actually Bern and not Zurich or Geneva. We saw a fun skating rink and just went for it.
We paid 10 francs for the deposit and another 10 francs for the rent. But they're gonna give the 10 francs back once we give it back to them. And this one is free.
Hi guys! Today is day 5 here in Switzerland. And this is our Airbnb. We are on our way to the train station. Yo! We're gonna go to Titlis. Supposed to be Mount Titlis was our first day, but we didn't have nice weather at that time. The second day, the worst weather that we had. So we have to keep on moving it until to this very day, which is not the perfect weather, but we don't have a choice because it's our last day. We need to go there. Just in case we are gonna do skiing, I'm already prepared with my puffy jacket. Last night, we've been watching videos about how to ski because we're like planning to rent the ski equipment. And then we're just gonna do it on our own, which is... Okay guys, see you soon. Day 5 has been my favorite day in Switzerland so far. The journey going up to Mount Titlis is not included in the travel pass, but with this pass, we get a 50% discount. This is already including the cable car ride from Engelberg to Trubsee and going up to Titlis via the Rotair cable car. Trubsee is a fun snow park where you can enjoy some winter activities such as snow sledging and other activities depending on availability and snow condition.
Meanwhile,
there are many things to do in Titlis too, such as the Panorama Lounge, Selfie Universe, I reached the top, Ice Castle, Restaurant with a View, and the highest suspension bridge in Europe, which is the Titlis Cliff Walk. Going to the suspension bridge was not very easy with the kind of weather that we had. It was super cold and windy and not a lot of visibility, but I still went for it. The cold never bothered my enemy. I will fight for this vlog. I will fight for you guys. All the sacrifice I'm having right now. The bridge is closing in a few minutes, so I'm just gonna head back. It's actually nice. I think if the weather is really nice, the view will be super amazing. It is what it is. The fun didn't stop there because after our mountain excursion, we saw this cool looking pub with a lot of skiers partying and having drinks. We went there, ordered some drinks, and danced our night away under the snow. We also met a British couple, Indian couple, and I spoke to some Swiss guys, which I didn't vlog anymore as I was just busy having fun and getting drunk. Anyway, the rest is history, and whatever happens in the Swiss Alps will be thrown out to the Matterhorn Peak. Day 6 was leaving Switzerland and flying back to London. We were so drunk from the night before that it was difficult to get up and catch our morning flight. Anyway, we still made it to our flight. And now I'm back here in London. It has been a month already, and so far, I don't have any tummy problems from all those public water fountains, so that's good. Switzerland is really expensive, but it is super nice. For this last part of my travel vlog, I want to talk about the travel pass, our accommodation, how we tried to budget, and some winter winter activities that you can do. If in any case I'm not pronouncing the places right, I do apologize. Anyway, for the travel pass, we got a 6-day travel pass and we paid around 359 Swiss francs, which is not very cheap, but I did all my research and considered all other options. Having a travel pass was the most convenient and slightly cheaper option. We could just be flexible in case the weather is not cooperating, especially going to the mountains. This travel pass covers all public transport, including buses, trains, and public boats, and also 50% discount on popular mountain excursions such as Titlis, the top of Europe, and a lot more. All this information is in their website, which I will link down below. The boat ride, by the way, was like a restaurant setup. We couldn't find a chair that didn't have any table. We just sat there and we felt pressured to order. So we ordered coffee and cake, and it was nice actually. On our second boat, we were told by the crew that we didn't really have to order. We can just sit there. We can even eat our own food. And also, this is very important when buying a travel pass. Whatever time you bought the ticket, it will still expire at 5 a.m. on the last day of the validity. For example, if you buy a 3-day travel pass on the 3rd of May, like in the afternoon or in the evening, it will still expire on the 6th of May at 5 a.m. So it wouldn't really be like 72 hours in total. It would be like less than that. If you plan to travel just around central Switzerland, such as Luzern, Wegis, Bronnen, getting a tel pass instead of the travel pass is better and it's cheaper as well. What's good about this is the Titlis excursion that we did, that will be free already, and other mountain excursions such as Mount Rigi, Pilatus, and a lot more. But then again, it's just limited to central Switzerland. Another option is booking the tickets way in advance, like 2 months in advance, using the SBB mobile app. It is way cheaper. You just need to look for the Saver Day Pass, which is only 52 Swiss francs per day, and that's already including everywhere. Initially, you just need to look for like the main place that you're going, and then look for the one with the percentage icon, and then just choose the Saver Day Pass. This is a better option if you are traveling in Switzerland for just like a few days, 2 or 3 days. Because if you're gonna stay for like a longer duration, it's still better to have the travel pass, because the more days you get, the more it gets cheaper per day. And for the accommodation, I booked using Airbnb, and we paid 497 pounds for 6 nights, and that's like 41 pounds per day per person, and that's actually a good deal already if we're talking about Switzerland. Our host, Reto, was friendly and accommodating. Everything there was provided, including cooking utensils, cutlery, and even the adapters. It was like basically everything. Also, it is near Luzern train stations, which was very convenient for us because we were like traveling on a day-to-day basis. It was just awkward sometimes because he was also staying in the same place, and so we had to be mindful with our loud voice, especially when we are in the kitchen cooking food. I mean, he was nice, but we just cared enough to not be noisy and just respect his place. In Zermatt, we stayed in I can't pronounce it, Fleurs de Zermatt. We paid 173 pounds for 1 night, which is again not very cheap, but it's a 4-star hotel. We had a really nice breakfast that was included already on the price, and I enjoyed the warm swimming pool, so it was worth it. I think sometimes we just have to treat ourselves with a little bit of luxury. For the food, we just ate a lot of cereals in the morning and cooked in our Airbnb accommodation most of the time. Every time we go back to Luzern, we would always buy some food in the grocery store. The first time we did groceries and paid for our items, we were so shocked because we didn't expect the price to be like that. We paid 70 pounds for our grocery that was worth 2 to 3 days of food. My 70 pounds in London would be good for like 2 weeks worth of food already. So we were just very shocked and confused. Anyway, so we would just prepare like sandwiches to eat for lunch the next day. We would sometimes eat it while traveling in the train. When we did our Titlis mountain excursion as well, we had our sandwiches and boiled eggs. That actually saved us a lot of money because eating in restaurants is really expensive. It's gonna cost you a fortune. For the activities, I think the main activity during winter is going up to the mountains. It's also known as the mountain excursions, and there's several like mountain resorts in there, and one of it is Titlis, where we did on our 5th day. I think the most popular one is the top of Europe called Jungfrau. When we were in Grindelwald, we were actually planning to go there, but I checked the webcam online and it was just too cloudy. It wasn't really worth it, especially that it's not included on the travel pass, like it's not for free. There's also Klein Matterhorn if you're in Zermatt. It's also like similar as well with the Titlis and the top of Europe. They have cable cars, funiculars, skiing, snow sledging, ice castle, observation decks, and restaurants, and probably a bit more. I think it really depends on where you are, and then you can just choose the nearest mountain resort from your location. You can also check their websites because they usually have like a lot of information. One thing that I also wanted to experience was skiing, which was actually not part of my plan because I wasn't very keen at first. But when we went there, we saw a lot of people doing it. It just made us want to do it as well. I checked online and I saw this activity in Titlis. It's a nice way to experience skiing, but you have to book it in advance. When I tried to book it, I couldn't anymore because it was fully booked. You have to book it like several days in advance. One more thing to know as well is the option to leave your luggages in lockers in the train station. It would cost you only 5 to 12 Swiss francs depending on the size of the luggage or the size of the locker. That's good for 6 hours already. In case you extend, you just need to pay additional fee when you're about to collect your bags. They have a map as well of lockers in the SBB website, so you can always check on that. I've seen a lot of lockers like everywhere in there, even in the mountain excursions such as in Titlis and in Grindelwald. And lastly, the expenses. This is a screenshot of my expenses. A total of 879 pounds. That's actually cheaper than a return flight going to the Philippines. I think I did well with budgeting and we still had fun. I haven't really talked about Luzern, by the way. Luzern is really nice. I think not really on winter, but in summer maybe, or during spring, or those season where there are like a lot of sun. They have as well the Light Festival in January. We were lucky to be there during that time. We would usually enjoy it while walking home from traveling to everywhere. Quite enjoy it. This has been a really nice travel. You've done very well, Switzerland. RM, my twin brother, he's been a really good sport when it comes to traveling, like no complications at all. So yes, I guess that's it. I hope you learned a lot from this video, and if you're going to Switzerland soon, if you're planning to, go for it. It's a very beautiful country. I'm actually planning to go there in July this year, which is exciting. So yeah, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, or you can follow me on Instagram as well, so you are updated with my life. Thank you so much for your time watching this video, and I will see you on the next vlog.